Hello, this is Sabrina Tarot at Pure Luna Tarot 808. I recently rebranded my channel to Pure Luna. It basically means the same, it means stone, just like piedra. But I thought it was easier to pronounce. So here we are. Today I wanted to incorporate some goddess magic, goddesses magic to the channel, especially that today, well, I am born and raised Costa Rican, and today is the day of our patron, La Negrita de Los Angeles. And she actually has a very interesting story. And she's one of the few virgins of the apparitions that is actually black. There's others, of course, around the world, but most are Spaniard looking, of course. But this one, its main characteristic is that it is black. And the story goes like this. It was found on August 2nd of 1635 by a countryside mixed race, what we call currently mixed race countryside girl. But in that time, and if you look at the historical records, they would deem her as a mulatto girl. And this was in the Cartago area where most of the Spaniards were based. Cartago was actually the first capital of Costa Rica. And there was some very heavy racism going on during that time because of the Spaniards. They didn't want to mix with the indigenous tribes that were already in the area, as well as the black people that were in the area, the natives of the area, of course. So there was a lot of racism to the point that, of course, there were places where the indigenous people and the black people could not go, just like apartheid and just like segregation in the U.S. back in 1635. So this virgin appears to a girl, a mulatto girl, mixed race girl, called Juana Pereira, which was a very common name during that time for people of that were outcast, of course. She lived in an outcast town outside of Cartago, and when she was walking through the valley, she sees a black statue of a doll, and she sees this doll. It's a black and green, the original. It's actually made from volcanic rock, from graphite and jade. And it was, the stone is very ancient indeed. So it's actually an apparition that has actual evidence. The story goes that she finds the doll. She's a girl, she's a countryside girl, a mixed race girl. And she takes the doll to her home. Of course, being very poor, finding a doll was quite a treasure. So she puts the doll away and she continues with the errands of her day. And then she goes to bed, and the next day she's very happy because she will have time to play with the doll. She opens the box where she placed the doll. The doll is no longer there. So she's very, of course, surprised about this, and she considers that maybe she dreamt about the doll. She dreamt about this happening. Okay, so she goes her way again through the valley, through the mountains, actually right next to a little creek, and she sees the doll placed on top of the same rock where she found it the day before. So she's very surprised. She takes it home, she puts it back in the box, and she probably thinks something weird's going on. And on the third day, she opens the box and the doll is no longer there. She goes to the same place where she found the doll on top of a rock next to a creek, and the doll is there again. So of course, by this time, she's very concerned. She tells her mother. Her mother tells her that they should go to the priest. And then the priest, of course, disregards their story, tells them like because they believe in native stuff and indigenous stuff, that they're mixing up their brain about this, and that it's impossible. So he puts the doll, beautiful doll, looks just like this. This is actually not a replica. And he puts it locks it in those sacred places that churches have. The next day he opens the box, the doll is not there. So he goes to the place where the girl said she found the doll, and she found it. He sees the doll right there again. So he deems that as a miracle, of course, and as a omen that the Virgin wants a temple to be built on that area. And indeed, the temple was built there. It's now called La Basilica de Los Angeles. And every 2nd of August, all the Costa Ricans, like most of Costa Rica, anybody that can walk, from people that are very conservative in their faith, Catholic mostly, and even people that are not much of a believer, but the Virgen de Los Angeles or La Negrita, like the little black doll, is actually the patron of Costa Rica since 1824 in the Constitution. And it's a symbol of protection of the mother that protects us. John Pope II actually, he came to Costa Rica in 1982, and he blessed the Virgen de Los Angeles, La Negrita, and he deemed her as patron of Costa Rica and of the entire American country. And a lot of people throughout many ages have, they swear that by doing the pilgrimage, they've received a lot of miracles, just like the Lourdes, the Lourdes and there's others and of course Guadalupe. And the great thing about this Virgin is that what she did was, by being black, she's got, maybe you can see the doll better from here. This is an exact replica, but it's small. The actual size is like this. It's about 20 centimeters tall, and it's made out of one stone, one chisel stone, made with the techniques used by the indigenous people of the area, on a volcanic rock, graphite, and jade. And as you can see, it has a baby, just like all the virgins. She's got her cloak, and the interesting thing is that she's only black. I mean, they're white stones in Costa Rica, so they could have made a white Virgin if they wanted, but this one was made black because she's supposed to represent all of humanity. She's supposed to represent basically at least in the area, the indigenous people, because her eyes are and her cheekbones are very much similar to the indigenous features of the people in the area. While the baby and her face have traits of the black people, and as well the gowns that she's wearing are kind of like Spaniard, especially her blouse as well. So it's also a representation that all the mothers are together, the black mothers, the indigenous mothers, the white mothers, they're all one. And there's one mother for all of humanity that has all the colors, because of course black contains, black is a lack of color, but there's, of course, in ancient Hinduism, the mother is also known as matter, the black matter, the cosmos, the energy that we don't see but is there, the intuition. And it's always related like the moon, with the phases of the moon. And most of the representations of female goddesses have a symbolism with water, of course, and they're next to creeks, just like the Lourdes one, where people go, and Guadalupe as well. For the Virgin of Guadalupe, for the Virgin of for the Guadalupe and for the Black Negrita, people go and do the pilgrimage, and they collect water from the creek, and is deemed as sacred. This is actually my brother. This is the first time he made the pilgrimage, and he brought me this. This is like a plastic bottle, just with the like a replica of the Virgin of Los Angeles from Costa Rica, with water from the creek. So this is blessed water that he brought. And this is a very typical thing in most of Costa Rican homes. And as I said, even people that are not like churchgoers anymore, they still strongly believe and La Virgen de los Angeles, because it's very cultural, and it reminds us that this temple of the Basilica, actually, when it was constructed by the people around the area. And here I have some chocolates that are Costa Rican chocolates, Milanes, and actually I was reading that it was the neighboring plantations of cacao that actually helped to give the funds to build La Basilica de los Angeles. So, and chocolate being such as well as a sacred thing for the indigenous people of the area in Costa Rica. And the best thing is that this place of coming to the Mother with your supplications was open for everybody, the rich and the poor, the Black people, the indigenous people. Everybody was made equal when making their petitions, when going to this temple. So it was it was really a force of unification of the country, of real love, of remembering that the Mother is for all of us, regardless of our color, regardless of our economical status. We all need the support of the Great Mother, and we all need something to hold on to. So I wanted to share that with you. I feel that today, and I felt like on past years, that this energy of the August the 2nd, that I truly believe that the Virgin of Los Angeles, La Negrita, she does concedes miracles. She is fair. She's a very socialist in a way. I would like just to end this impromptu video with her prayer, which is short and nice, because I truly believe there's some magic in everywhere, even in Catholic rites, especially the ones that mix indigenous culture and Black culture together. And it says, "O sovereign Queen of the angels, loving Mother, that you chose our country to be the throne of your mercies. We give you grace for the innumerable benefits received by your powerful intercession, and we supplicate that you protect us at all moments of our life, especially when we've been afflicted by preoccupations and worries. At this time, O Virgin and Mother of God, please make honor of your prerogatives as Queen and Mother towards the Holy Trinity. Help us from heaven with your love, with your motherly love and your splenditude as a Queen. Look after our beloved country, O sovereign Queen of angels, saved by the love of Christ, our King and Lord. Amen." You can pray with this or connect to her energy if you want. I think this is such a unifying and millennial energy, and I hope we can all vibrate with her energy, and we can make all her supplications and remember we're all brothers and sisters in this earth, and that this Black Madonna represents the earth, and she needs us. She needs us to be kind to each other, to be kind to our brothers and sisters, to be compassionate, to be fair, and especially as we go through times of tribulation with everything that's going on in the world right now. So giving you blessings from La Negrita to all of you and all you needed. And there's actually a very last piece of information. If you ever visit Costa Rica and you go to La Basilica, there's a place inside the church where people that swear by God that they received the miracle of being cured of something incurable. They actually buy gold medals of whatever organ that they were miraculously saved from, and they live it as a reminder of, but not before, they leave it after the miracle has been done. And there's a lot of those pendants over there, and it can be a bit shocking. I guess that's part of a bit of the indigenous part of us, of seeing the actual organs there. I remember as a kid when I went there, I was a bit, I wasn't expecting that. But now I see it with different eyes of the faith that people had, and how grateful they are for the miraculous healing that they received. I hope this can be a unifying energy for everybody who's feeling low. I feel that love always prevails, especially when we unite together, and when we unite our reasoning with our heart. If you see the baby here, he's touching her heart. He's looking at her eyes, he's gazing at her, and he has his left hand on her heart. So that's what we do, right? We pray to her, we believe in her, we believe in our mother, in the universal mother, and we bring our supplications to her to try to touch her heart, so that she helps us from heaven. Blessings.